Welcome to Udo Island! So I wanted to record this in Udo Island, but unfortunately it was a little windy. Just take a listen. But it is so windy. It's not as relaxing as the setting would seem. So unfortunately I might have to do a lot of the talking here, but the experience hopefully will still be the same. First up, how to get to Udo Island. The best way, and the way we came in, from a ferry from Seongsan port. My Korean just continues to get better and better every time I make videos. It's a quick 15-minute ride, just enough time to dramatically stare out into the sea like you're in a K-drama. Don't forget to bring your passport, as you can't get on the boat with just good vibes. Also, the ferry schedule happens every 30 minutes and goes to 2 different locations on the island. So you can choose which one you prefer, like check the schedule, check which part of the island you will be landing on. And from there, you can make a decision about where it is you would like to begin going around the island. Very importantly, once you land here in Udo Island, you've got a few options on how to get around. Electric bikes are everywhere, and this is definitely your option. You can either have them single or you can have them two, because nothing's more romantic than, you know, getting some cardio in. However, there are a lot of small cars, I'd say. However, you will need an international driving license or a Korean driving license to get some. And they are literally, as you get off, like all these kind of stands over here. This is the bike shops where you can rent one. We rented one for 20,000 Korean won, and we thought that was totally worth it. You get it for the whole day. Now the island isn't massive, and we did see people walking around it. It's just that, however, you aren't going to be able to get to as many locations, but maybe that's the point. Maybe you're not coming here to get to lots of locations, you just want to get to 1 or 2, in which case walking is totally fine. Where to go when you're on Udo Island? We started off in the windy wonderland of this gorgeous beach here on Udo Island. It is a small beach, but you can just tell from the views that you're going to see, the sand and the beautiful waves coming in, that this would be an absolutely perfect, romantic, chill spot just to get like a towel, spend several hours on the beach, drinking a beer, drinking a cocktail, just relaxing, hearing the waves, hearing the birds, and just have a fantastic beach little getaway. Unfortunately, it is incredibly windy. However, I can only say that for one day, but it did seem that people were prepared for wind on many days. So just be aware that if you are coming here for this, it might be a windy day. On our next stop, we found 2 fantastic locations, like Hagosudong Peak and amazing lighthouse. A lighthouse that is screaming main character energy. Unfortunately, visibility for it just isn't allowing it to shine the way it wants to. I'm sure it's a fantastic view when you can actually see it, but as you can see, like the low clouds or the fog or the mist, whatever it is, it's just covering up any sort of sight up there. However, if you do want to come to the peak, this is definitely where you're going to have your fellow Instagram followers completely jealous if you're taking some epic shots up there. The Black Sand Beach, which I think is surrounded by like lava cliffs, and the mood here, very, very dramatic. Now this would be ideal for some barefoot walking in the sand shots, but it's a little bit too windy, and I'm afraid the wind is also just going to blow away my boots. Now this place is very beautiful. It's beautiful, it's stunning, and I just have this really strong urge to write some poetry here. It's a pretty small beach, but absolutely worth coming to for its uniqueness, for, well, the black sand. We have found the most magical beach here. This one is completely clear, like only a couple of people here. And this is the beach that I was imagining we would come here and we could just sit down and relax, stare into the ocean. And you can see the water is beautiful, crystal clear. You can see directly through that water and it is gorgeous. And the wind has finally stopped. All the time wind has been causing us so much trouble here. It has finally stopped on this peaceful beach for us just to sit down, relax, look into the ocean, just as we have to leave. We're coming to the end of our trip here, and I've reapplied sun cream several times, but I managed to find it spots where I've gotten sunburned. So definitely keep reapplying here, as there is like no shade. The sun is like kidding me right now. There isn't any shade, there isn't any trees. That's not a bad thing. It just means you got to keep reapplying that sun cream. But hey, if you come here, come to this beach. It's very clear, it's very peaceful, very relaxing. This is definitely the one to chill out and relax on. Okay, now let's talk food, aka the real reason everybody is around the world traveling right now. And Udo Island has one theme and one theme only, and that is peanuts. Everything here is peanuts. The ice cream is peanuts, the coffee is peanuts, the ground is peanuts, the air has scented peanuts. This whole island is about peanuts. So if you are here, don't skip the peanut ice cream. This is our first try of peanut ice cream, if it's a good combination or not. It wouldn't be my first choice, but it is definitely a good choice, especially to have here on Udo Island. The other option you have for food, if you don't want to just fill up on sugary snacks the whole time you're trying to get around this island, is there are lots of places around here that is selling seafood. So we have some spicy seafood noodle soup. All the food is sort of like local seafood, which just makes it a very, very traditional sort of food to eat, or very local dish to eat, experiencing all the delicious local seafood you can have here in Udo Island. But be careful, it was a little spicy. Recommendations for how long to spend here. Now on this island, most people are coming for the day trip, so the earlier you get here the better, especially if you're renting out a bike. The earlier you get here, the longer you'll have the bike and be able to ride around, as it's the same price no matter how much. So we got here at around 10:30. We got the 10 o'clock ferry over here. We got here about 10:20, and we had to deliver the bike back at 5 o'clock. So we was here for about 7 hours, which is a very good time. We did get to see a lot, but however we did feel rushed a little bit as we're trying to zip around, trying to take photos, trying to take videos, trying to experience the island. So I actually do recommend spending at least a night here. We haven't, and most people probably won't, but to actually experiencing it its fullest, take your time, relax on the beach, see some of the other stuff without having to worry about getting your bike back, or worry about getting the last ferry, which is about 6:30, which is still pretty early. The only way to really experience it fully is by staying here. However, I think most people are just going to be here for about 5 hours, which means you're going to have to be a little selective in what you do. We only done the south part of the island, but there are some cool stuff in the north apparently, so whatever it is you prefer. And that is all from Udo Island. It is a beachy paradise. It is 100% a windy wonderland, and you come for the views and you stay for the peanuts. It's an absolutely gorgeous place that I highly recommend, and it's totally worth the ferry fee. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give it all the likes and subscribes, and forward it on to some friends. And as they say
in Korea,
안녕히 가세요.